why I'm here today to talk about real estate market stages and cycles so that you're getting the right information. And here is this, study this and learn this graphic here, because this is how it cycles, and it cycles about every 10 years. And so how could we not know this? Many of us are more than 10 years old. So if it keeps happening every 10 years, then why on earth would economists be missing it over and over again? I don't know. It just seems like there's something bigger at play here. But this is how it works. There's highs and lows. And what happens, let's talk about the process here of the how we get to that crazy high. So there's usually a recession that precedes it. We'll talk about why. And then at the bottom, things just start to get ridiculous. Everybody freaks out. They don't want what's on sale anymore. They're just sick of taking these losses. And at some point, there's an overcorrection where people come in and go, wait a minute, these prices are too good to be true. How come I can buy this property for much cheaper than it is to rent? Or, this is 25% of these values. So, it costs more to build this property, or whatever the reason would be. The smart investors come in and realize there's deals, and they start buying like crazy right around here. And then as they're buying and start scooping up the best deals, and again, this would be 2009, 2010, depending on the market. Even today, we're at this point in certain markets. And as people start buying and all the good deals are gone, well, then prices start to go up, right? Mostly because the cheap stuff is gone, not necessarily because prices have gone up. But people think prices are going up, and so they start to jump in slowly, and then we start to see recovery. And when we start to see recovery and prices increasing, then this is when builders start to say, wow, it might make sense to start building because prices are going up. And land is cheap. And so right around here, this is when new construction starts again, because prices are high enough that it makes sense that they can make money. And but then the builders get a little greedy, and a lot of times the builders are getting paid to build. So that's, they get the construction funds, and that's how they make their money. So they don't want necessarily to know when this happens, because it cuts severely into their paycheck. So oftentimes what happens is that when the builders come in, they build, expansion happens, but everybody starts to think again, this is never going to end, this is awesome, we're all going to keep making money, and bam, something happens that stops the music. And that's what we're going to talk about today. What is it that stops the music? And certainly in 2006, it was oversupply. Way too many builders were just building all over the place, and 2 or 3 hours from job markets. And then affordability went crazy. It was out of line. You can't pay more for housing than you earn. And unfortunately, when I was a mortgage broker at that time, I would see that happening. People would come to me and say, well, I can qualify for this loan on a starter rate. But then, I would say to them, yeah, you can qualify right now, but that's a starter rate. Your payment's going to go up next year. Oh, that's all right. The home price will go up. That was people's thinking. And so, people literally couldn't afford the payment when the payment would adjust. And they knew that going into it, if their mortgage broker told them, or if they've read, their loan docs. And so, bam, those payments adjusted. People couldn't afford them. Foreclosures happened. More and more foreclosures, then fear stepped in, and it was a free-for-all. Really, really great opportunity for us at Real Wealth Network, and for the the bottom feeders. It was an incredible opportunity. I mean, I was on the radio constantly saying, are you kidding? This is not a time to be fearful. This is a time to build tremendous wealth.